Georgia Congressman Jack Kingston is a senior member on the Subcommittee on Defense and joins me now. Congressman, thanks for joining me, and it's good to have you here.
Well, thank you, Governor.
Monday, you guys are going to get back together. You're going to discuss whether or not there will be action of Congress to support the president in going after ISIS. Is this going to be a vote down party lines?
I don't think it will be, because I think you do have some genuine disagreement on what this strategy is going to be and a lot of concern. So generally on a vote like this, it will not be whipped by either party. They'll just let members vote as they see fit.
Let me tell our audience what it means to whip the vote, because a lot of them are saying they're going to do what? So I want to make sure I bring them into that. Whipping the vote means that they're going to go out and count the numbers of people on either side that are going to vote for a measure. I just wanted to clear that up so they weren't thinking that you were going to get violent up there on Capitol Hill.
You know, I think that when the president went before the nation this week, it was actually helpful because it has brought the question up on a national basis. Prior to then, I think members could kind of dodge and weave on their own politics and their own philosophy. I do think many members in both parties would just as soon not have had the vote on it. But I think the reality is we need to vote on this. We need this debate as Americans. It will at least explain and educate a lot more than where we have been.
How will you vote on the measure, Congressman?
Well, at this point, I would lean in favor of it. But, Governor, I actually believe that we should have an authorization, a formal authorization of the use of force. And I would say this: if this is a threat and if this is that important, you cannot take ground troops off the table. The President of the United States, as Commander-in-Chief, needs to have all the tools available to win, because we don't need another half-pregnant war. We have seen airstrikes that have not done any good. We have seen cases where they've been helpful. But we've also seen training of Iraqi and Afghani troops, which has not brought any results at all. I think the number we heard the other day was 938,000 Iraqis have been trained. And what do we get for that? Very little, as ISIS moved into northern Iraq. So, you know, I think for us to say we're going to do this, but we're going to keep ground troops away, I think we're fooling ourselves. And we need to be very blunt. We need to be honest about that.
You know, Congressman, one of the things the president says he wants to do is arm the Syrian rebels. Do we know who the heck they even are anymore?
No, we absolutely don't, nor do we know if they're going to stick with us, and that's really tricky stuff. You know, so often when we train and we arm rebels and insurgents, often that same equipment is used against us a year or two later, and that's one of the great things that we're very reluctant about. But you know, even the training we were told last week is not going to be sufficient. The nations and a coalition has to coalesce around something in addition to airstrikes and the training mission. And my question is, how long is that going to take, and who will these allies be? Because we really, and you pointed it out earlier in this show, we don't know who those allies will be or what they're willing to do to constitute the definition of being an ally.
Congressman, pleasure to talk to you. Thank you very much for joining us. Take care.
Thank you.